Hello, I'm back, and today I'm going to be talking about the UK licensing. So, let's get into it. So this video is mainly based at new riders or people who want to get into riding, but you don't understand what bikes you can get. So the first thing you're going to need is a provisional license, which you can apply for from the gov.uk website for, I think it's like 30 something pounds, like 36 or something, but I think it changes a lot, so you never know. So once you've got your provisional, you can, I think you can go onto the gov.uk website and go onto CBTs and where you can do them, but I think it's better to find someone that can do it privately. So a CBT stands for Compulsory Basic Training, and it's a course, it's not really a license. So, I mean, it's pretty difficult to fail. Like, I know people that drop their bikes on CBTs and still pass. So it's not really a test, it's more of a course. I think the minimum time it has to take is 6 hours, but I'll have to check that. I did my CBT privately with someone I know who actually did my dad's test, so he's been going for a while, and so yeah, I turned up at his house, and then we got a couple of bikes out, and then we went to a training area, and he took me pillion on a 125, and that's the first time I've been pillion on a 125, and it was very slow. Yeah, I guess they're not really meant to go fast with pillion. So we went to a training area, and then we basically just went over the basics of the bike. So what all the controls are, so you've got the throttle, front brake, rear brake, clutch, and then you've got the gears with your left foot, which you think might be quite difficult to get your head round, but once you start, it's kind of just natural. And on the training area, you can ride any bike, but you'll probably end up with either a 50cc scooter or a 125 geared bike. And I did mine on a 125. So you'll go over the basics of the bike, you'll talk about gear, as in like helmet and jeans and gloves. So you'll have a basic understanding of what you'll need. What I forgot to say is all of the main points that I'm saying will be in the description, so if you don't really want to listen to me talk about my experiences on CBTs, then you can just go and have a look at that, and that should explain it all for you. So on the training ground, you'll do like setting off and stopping, and then you'll do changing gears. You'll probably stay in first or second for the whole thing, really. And then I think you do, I don't know what order it's in, but I know you do emergency stops and turning, all the slow speed manoeuvres that you'll basically need. So I'm not going to go into all the details, but I might do a CBT video when I redo mine. You do figure of eights as well, and I don't know what it's called, but where you weave through cones. And then after you've done all the slow speed stuff, you'll move onto the road. So if you're 16, you'll have to be on no more than a 50cc, which seems a bit stupid. And I think you're restricted to 28 miles an hour. But when you're 17, you can go onto a 125. So you'll probably end up doing your CBT, or the road bit, on a 125 if you're 17. I was 16 when I did mine, so I did the 125 in the training area, and then when we went on the road, I did it on a Suzuki 50cc moped, which was terrible. So I think the road ride has to be 2 hours minimum. I think I did that, I wasn't really paying attention to the time. So your instructor will follow you, probably on a big bike, and yeah, just make sure you're checking your mirrors all the time, you're checking over your shoulder, and all the basic things you need, really. I know I keep saying basic, but it is a basic training, so it's not going to be teaching you all the advanced skills that you might need. Oh, there's tiny food robots. So I think that's it for the CBT, really. If there's anything I've missed, you can put it in the comments, and then, yeah, well, the new riders can read that, and, yeah, we'll see what happens. Don't know what they're doing. So the CBT allows you to ride a 50cc if you're 16 and a 125cc if you're 17. You have to have L plates, you can't take a pillion, and you can't go on motorways. Also, you have to have a valid CBT to do a license, and the first license you can do is the A1, which you can do when you're 17 or older. Now, a lot of people don't really see the point in the A1 because you can still only ride a 125. But you can take pillion and you can go on motorways and you can take your roll plates off. You do need a valid CBT and a theory test, which is the same for all bikes, well, all licenses. So the A1 is made up of Mod 1 and Mod 2. Mod 1 is all the car park things you'll be taught on the CBT. And then Mod 2 is a road ride. So it's like doing a CBT, but you're tested on everything and you have to get everything right. And I think if you drop the bike, then that's just an automatic fail. So I'll leave all the details for another video, because I'm just covering the basics in this one. So, the A2. When you're 19 or older, you can do the A2, which restricts you to any CC as long as the bike is 47 horsepower or less, which I think is 35 kilowatts of power. You can have up to 95, I think, as long as it's restricted. And I say up to 95 because any bike can be restricted to half of the original power. So it won't be exactly half, because if you get a bike that's like just over 50, it's not going to be restricted to half. It will just be restricted to 47. You can ride anything under 47 as well. It's not like exact. And again, the A2 is made up of Mod 1 and Mod 2, same as the A1, and the same as the full A license, which is unrestricted. Also, if you have a valid A1 license, I say valid, just an A1 license, then you don't have to redo a theory test. You can just go straight into the actual test. But if you haven't got an A1 license, then you will need a theory test. I think they expire in like 2 years. Actually, that's the theory test centre I did mine at. So for the full A license, you have to be 24 unless you have an A1 or A2, which means you can do it at 21. But you have to have held the license for at least 2 years. So if you do your A1 before you're 19, then you won't have to worry, because you'd already have the license for 2 years. But the CBT doesn't count as a license. But you can do the test if you've got a valid CBT. I feel like this is getting quite long-winded. I don't think I've ever actually explained all of the licenses to anyone. I didn't actually realise how boring it was. But it is important, because you don't want to get like a 250 on a CBT and then realise you can't ride it, because you're just going to lose your licence probably. Why is that car still indicating? Gee, I keep getting sidetracked. What was I talking about? So yeah, the A license means you can ride anything. Any power, any CC, whatever, as long as the bike's road legal, obviously. And again, you have to go through mod 1 and mod 2, which I've already explained. So I think I've covered everything now. I think. There might be a couple of things I've missed out, but if I remember, I'll put them in the description. And people will probably correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. Oh, quick update about my 600, the Suzuki GSX 600S. I've changed the oil, I've given it new fuel line, new fuel filter, new air filter, new brake pads. I'm actually waiting on a new rear brake caliper because the one on it right now is completely seized and I can't get the pins out. But once that's on the road, I will hopefully be able to practice in car parks and get ready for my A2. I've still got 10 months to wait, which is quite long, but at least I can still practice in car parks, hopefully. And then yeah, in 10 months time I can do my A2, and yeah, I'll be on the 600. I'll probably keep this bike because, you know, it's just, I don't know, I guess my siblings can learn on it and they can ride it, but I just don't feel like selling this bike. So, safe riding everyone. I hope this video has helped you if you're a new rider or you're trying to get into riding. I just hope this has helped you really, because, you know, it's useful to have somewhere you can go if you're unsure or something. And I think YouTube is a great place for that. And I'm sure many other people will agree with me. So that's it for this video. See you next time. Bye.